Welcome to Feared Armor. If this is your first time here, on this channel I talk about a raging battle occurring between the forces of good and evil in the dimensional realm, and how that intertwines and affects our physical world, and how you can start preparing today to deal with very difficult situations that lie ahead. Everything I talk about on this channel has a foundation in a book that I wrote called The Deathless War, Surviving the Final Battle Between Good and Evil. You can pick up a copy of the book in the link in the description below. But if you're looking for a place on the internet that you can get encouragement and resolve to not only survive but thrive in difficult times ahead, then you've come to the right place. And I invite you to hit the notification bell and subscribe button so you never miss out on a video. Today we're going to wrap up the enemy strategy series with a video that talks about scare tactics, intimidation, those types of issues, antagonism, things that others are really just blatantly really trying to force their will on other people. It's a real problem. It's something that a lot of us shy away from when we're in those types of confrontations. And let's take, for example, you have a social media account and you go out and you express a certain belief in something or a certain stance in a political position, a personal, a social issue, whatever it is, and all of a sudden you have all of these other people jumping on you because of your your opinion and your stance on it. And it should be, each and every one of us should be very respectful of the other. No matter what your stance is or what my stance is or either of our positions are, we should be able to get in a room, talk face to face, be on social media, be out in public and in a public forum, be in a classroom maybe as, with our children and talk roundtable discussions about something. Town hall meetings, all of those things, we should be able to just simply, very calmly talk about our position in whatever arena we happen to be in, and others should respect that. And then they may have a different opinion, and we should respect those differences. Everything should be calm, no tensions rise, nothing. That's the way it should be. We should all just respect each other and allow each other to have various opinions, knowing full well that each and every one of us has charted their own unique path from the day that they were born. No two humans ever have taken the same path, have the exact same experiences, none of that. So each and every one of us is totally and completely unique. So when you take a specific stance on something and then all of a sudden you have all of these other individuals jumping on you, trying to force you into their opinion, you know instantaneously that that's wrong. Now, many people don't engage those types of attacks, and that's great, and I think that's important. But others actually don't go and speak out about their opinion. They don't stand up and make a stance. They just either just ignore it and shy away, or they, worse, they change their opinion based on what others are intimidating them to do, because they, shame them on social media or what have you. So those types of things, I hope that you can understand that, number one, your opinion is your opinion, and everybody should absolutely respect your opinion. It can be different than their opinion. But when people come out and they start attacking you or they start attacking me because I have a different belief, I have a different point of view. I have a different perspective on something. I have different life experiences with a particular topic, and it differs from what most people may think is the right position. It doesn't matter, because those are just, it's right or wrong based on your own choice, just as it's right or wrong based on my own choice. And none of us are ever going to completely fit together everything that and agree on all of these issues and all of these choices and all of this, all, all of these different movements and what have you. So sure, there are certain segments that kind of generally agree with certain things and what have you, and you may have different various opinions within inside that group, but you generally tend to move in the direction that that group or movement is resides within. But again, even people within that group or outside of that group should just simply respect your opinion. But all throughout the world right now, you see that that's absolutely not the case. There's scare tactics. There's people going on social media, and if you don't agree with this person, you don't agree with me, then you're evil. You have some phobia of some kind. Whatever that is. You are, with the president recently, because he made an action against China. He's xenophobic. We have so many people who are, allegedly, this phobic or that phobic or what have you. And the point here is that you're not any of that. I'm not any of that. I have opinions on things. You have opinions on things, and that's that. It doesn't matter. So don't ever let people tell you that you are this, you are that because you don't side with them. No, you're not them. That's what you're not, and that should be blatantly obvious with everyone. So I just hope this is some encouragement for you if you find yourself in situations like that, is that you don't need to call people out on it. You just need to rise above it. All of that, again, is just surface noise going on with people that have issues and problems, just on a surface level that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. What matters is how you have logically, effectively, through life experiences, through study, through training, through research, have come to that opinion, and your opinion is based on all of those things that you built into that opinion. And you should feel good and confident and resolved in that opinion and the reasons for that. And anybody telling you differently, is you just let them know that's your opinion. That's your journey. That's your perspective. That's where you reside, not with me. And you should respect me. If you don't, that's fine. But if you're going to come and shame me, you're going to politically attack me, you're going to go on my Twitter or social media accounts and continue to attack me, do away with it completely. Block those people. Get them out of your life. It doesn't matter. There's billions of people on the face of this planet. People that attack you that way. You need to put up your boundaries, put up the barriers, get rid of them. That even means when it comes to people that are even in your own family. If they're that way, you have the absolute choice to say, sorry, you're off my this account, or you're off my that account, or, if that's how you did not respect me, I'm not going to respect you. We're not going to talk or have a relationship, moving forward. Things can get brutal and difficult at times, but if you have honestly put in the time and the effort to come to some, whatever your choice is, and you've built enough information into that, and that's the decision that you want to make, then you should stand on that and not let anybody persuade you in any other direction whatsoever, or try and scare you off that stance or that belief, or intimidate you, You're going to do this or else. No, I'm not. I already did it, and I have nothing to say to you further. Okay? Sometimes dealing with people who are bullies and who are, a lot of this stuff going on in the media is just, it's so silly. Here you have a bunch of people that are scared of, people in the media and other people on social media platforms that are telling them that they're this, that, and the next thing. Ignore it. Just completely cut them off of your life. Don't listen to them anymore. If the media is telling you you happen to be a high profile individual and they're telling you something, divest yourself from them. If you're on social media accounts, block people. Get off the platform. If it's something that you don't want to do, or if you want to stay there and remain there and you want to fight back, then fight back and feel good about that. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of, arguing at times and saying, lay your opinions out, and this is my opinion. So what? I don't care if you don't agree with me or not. Who cares? That's you. So you take a different route than me. Don't respect me? That's fine. I won't respect you, and I'm going to come after you with, verbal attacks as well, telling you and laying out my position. You don't like it? That's your problem. Who cares? What do I care if you don't respect me? What do I care what you think? So I might as well, just state it that way and just, not be intimidated. Like you're going to intimidate me into some corner. You're going to make me change my beliefs or my faith. Or you're going to tell me because I'm this religion or I'm this faith, have this faith or this political, I side with this political party or another, or I have this problem or this issue with some social, world social issue, whatever that happens to be. I agree or disagree with the current global health crisis that's going on, whether or not it was, something planned or not. That's my opinion. Okay. I've done the research. I've looked at it. I've looked at a lot of these things. I've questioned it a lot, and I've said there's something very, very wrong about this, right? And I don't agree with it. And no, I'm not going to conform to your way of thinking. You're not going to tell me that a drug, let's say, this is for me, again, using this global health issue as a backdrop for us to learn some of these things. This whole thing going on with hydroxychloroquine. I mean, it's so blatantly obvious that the media is trying to intimidate people into not taking this drug based on things that the FDA has already approved this drug. It has been around for a half century. People all over the world take it on a daily basis. Our military takes it on a daily basis. Think about that. What I just said again. Our military takes it on a daily basis. Yet the media constantly comes out there and keeps saying, right, this is a dangerous drug. The FDA has not approved it. Yeah, they did. Long time ago. And you even have people like Dr. Fauci, who was back in 2005, came out when he was talking about SARS original COVID virus, right? He's talking about it. He straight up says, yeah, it's good to help treat it. Now he's saying no. What's going on? So in other words, it's like you can sit there and try and intimidate and antagonize people and, use these scare tactics and all of that. But when, the truth tends to rise to the surface after a while, and all of a sudden you start finding yourself, caught in a lie, caught in, half-truths, mistruths, all these kind of things. And all of a sudden people start, they start understanding who you really are. So especially those types of things in this current situation that we're dealing with, right? There's a lot of scare tactics and intimidation and all that going on right now. Especially with a lot of these governors that are locking their states down when the rest of the country is opening up, and they're saying that these people are going back into bars and restaurants. And okay, it's a little bit different, right? You might be sitting, 2 tables across from somebody, but they're getting back to some sense of normalcy. Yet you have certain governors that are like with very, very low numbers in their states still trying to lock down the entire state. California is one of them. It's like, give me a break. You really think you need to have that state locked down for another 3 months, right? That has, such low numbers there, in comparison to the size of the state. It's completely ridiculous. So these scare tactics, like stay inside, wear your mask at all times. Yet what do we know now? We know that this virus is not as deadly as they originally thought it was going to be. What else did they find out? They've also found out it doesn't transmit as easily. It's not just extremely contagious. We know that now. I was thinking that a long time ago. I said, what's going on with these numbers? If it's supposed to be so contagious, it should be like jumping from person to person to person to person. Like everybody would have it, right? If it's so contagious. Again, another enemy strategy, disinformation. So, now, but still, we're getting the same exact thing. Everything is a scare tactic. You need to keep wearing your mask at all time. You need to keep social distancing. You need to stay inside your house, and everybody's saying these numbers, we're starting to also find out, think about this, is that the numbers are wrong, right? They're putting people that have died of flu and other things, right, into these numbers. So the last that I've heard is that we're going to start dealing with, we're going to start recalculating some of these numbers to see how these numbers were actually calculated. And it's probably going to come out that these numbers are going to be relatively low on the fatality side. And that's going to, a lot of people are going to lose their jobs because of it, because you've completely destroyed not only the United States economy, but you've completely destroyed the world economy around numbers that you were trying to push for a specific purpose and for a specific reason, for scaring people into conforming to what it is that you're trying to do. And now all of a sudden you got caught. Don't think for a second that people have lost their job. 35 million people here in the United States that have lost their job. Don't think for a second they're not going to remember it. And people are going to be held accountable for it. So again, got to be resolved, especially in times like today. But anybody ever tries to tell you or persuade you into a certain direction that's not the direction that you have decided to go, don't even let them think about pushing you in that direction. Okay? Be, feared armor. Be totally and completely resolved with who you are, where you're going, and what you're not going to tolerate. And whatever comes your way, comes your way. Okay? That's it for this video. God bless you, and I'll see you on the next video.